So I did my project on biotechnology and artificial cloning. So in 1996, at the Roslin Institute in Scotland, a professor by the name of Sir Ian Wilmot led a team of professionals that successfully carried out the complete cloning of a mammal. So Dolly the sheep started out as a cell taken from the mammary gland of an adult sheep, hence the name Dolly after Dolly Parton, and was successfully cloned in birth. Unfortunately, though, she was euthanized at the age of 6 due to lung cancer, which is about half the age that regular sheep can live to. But the cloning of Dolly the sheep started a wave in biotechnology and research into the field of animal cloning. And while the science behind it is still a work in progress, the potential beneficial impact led by cloning opens the doors to many exciting improvements to our future lives. So, what is animal cloning? So, animal cloning is often used in reference to artificial cloning, which is the reproduction of animal cells that are not from cloning due to natural means, like twins. So, the female gives birth to an animal that has the same genetic makeup as the animal that donated the somatic cell. So, reproductive cloning may require the use of a surrogate mother to allow development of the embryo, which was the case for Dolly the sheep. So you need an egg donor and you need a somatic cell donor. And what's cool about animal cloning and artificial cloning, scientists can clone viruses, bacteria, and even specific parts of DNA. So what are the benefits of cloning? So the safe cloning of animals has the ability to restore ecosystems, change farming and food supplies and food chains, and expand medical research. So restoring ecosystems. As the human population grows and expands, ecosystems and habitats shrink and deplete. Not only have hundreds of thousands of miles of rainforest been erased, animal extinction and endangerment has caused the loss of many species, and no doubtedly the overrunning of others. So, with 16,306 species currently on the endangered list, the balance of the environment is off. Cloning of these animals on the endangered list can help regrow populations, but it is still a widely debated idea. Researchers remain optimistic, though, that cloning will become a useful tool for conservation in the future. So they point to recent successes of cloning wild mammals using closely related domestic species, improved techniques for preventing developmental abnormalities in a cloned embryo, and better neonatal care for newborn clones. So as a work in progress, it shines a light on a new hope for these species. But along with restoring the balance, helping the endangered species is one thing, but controlling overpopulation is vital. So areas across the globe have run into cases of overpopulation of certain species due to a decrease in natural predators, which unfortunately is usually due to negative human intervention. These predators control populations of their prey, but in result impact bug and plant populations as well. So there was a study that was done where they found that the reintroduction of the gray wolf into Yellowstone caused Rocky Mountain elk to change their grazing patterns, which affected thin-leaf alder populations. So the increase in gray wolf increased the thin-leaf alder population. And this is an example of a trophic cascade. So farming. So when you think of big money, the last thing you think of is farming. So cloning has the ability to change that. By cloning, farmers will have the ability to know exactly the amount, quality, and success of their breeding. Currently, being a farmer is a gamble. It's impossible to know if the meat that will be produced will make enough money to match the money that is spent. Farmers would be able to clone the best animals in their herd and then use those for sexual reproduction. This will increase the size and quality of their herd. So if a farmer had a bull that always produced calves that matured quickly and provided low-fat ratio meat, a farmer could take that bull, clone it, and be able to produce more of those calves. But when it comes to incorporating these GMOs into farming, people have a lot of concerns. And one main concern is it safe? So according to the FDA, the NAS did a study on this very topic, as if it was safe. And the scientists delivered a report in the fall of 2002 that stated that theoretically there were no concerns for the safety of meat or milk from clones on what they've tested. So medical research. The cloning of animals is the gateway to curing the incurable. When it comes to cloning, the entire animal doesn't have to be cloned. Cloning specific parts of the body, whether it's whole organs or even just cells, allows for research and medical testing without the need for animals. Being able to grow parts that are needed to be tested, there would no longer be a need for lab animals. Cloning can also change the way we do transplants. So right now, there's a huge risk when you do a transplant of rejection. So when a foreign cell gets introduced to the body that it doesn't recognize, the body's defenses attack and kill it. And this is great when it comes to viruses and bacteria, but it causes a problem with transplants. So by using DNA from a person and cloning a body part, it reduces this risk. So genetic modification can be used to disguise an animal's cells and organs and thereby reduce or even eliminate rejection. So overall, there is still a lot of progress to be made. And unfortunately, it is such a controversial idea in science right now that there's still a great amount of negative stigma. But I think with the proper time, the potential that biotechnology and animal cloning has is that of unimaginable. Whether it's restoring our ecosystems, improving food and farming, or opening the doors to medical advancement, animal cloning has more benefits, I think, than most realize.